Hello, football fans, and welcome to Lakota High School. Kansas Lakota. We are located just a few miles north of that small metropolis here in Ohio. It's a long trip over from Hicksville, Ohio, but the Aces have made the ride, and we have come along with them, and we are getting ready for high school football action on a Friday night, week number 5 of the 2019 season. It's homecoming night here at Lakota Field. They had a nice ceremony before the start of the game, recognizing the homecoming court and announcing this year's homecoming king and queen for Kansas Lakota High School. And, they also tossed the coin. The Aces have deferred, and they will be kicking it off. Lakota will be getting the ball to get the game started here shortly. And we're going to be keeping an eye on the sky as we move through our game tonight. Hi, everybody, and welcome once again to Hicksville Community Television. I am Bill Murphy. Brian Williams is behind the camera, and we are at Lakota High School to bring you the action tonight as the Aces look to go above 500 and pick up win number 3 against this Kansas Lakota team. Lakota comes into the game with a 1-3 record. They had a rough initial outing, and they lost some of their key players to injury, so they have been trying to bounce back. And they've been playing opponents tough, I've been told. And they really, really, of course, want to bring home a W for homecoming night tonight. So, with that, Aces 2-2, Lakota 1-3. And I'm not going to lie to you. We had a kind of a rough and rumbly ride over with lots of rain, some heavy rain, thunder and lightning as well. So far, since we have been here, and we got here about 5:45 to get set up. The nasty weather has been staying to the north, so we are going to get this game started. We're going to keep an eye on the sky. The forecast models are showing we might see some precipitation about 8:15 this evening. Aces, as we mentioned, kick off the ball. Scooped up by Lakota. And a nice return out to about the 35-yard line. And that was Cameron Burley with the carry, number 14 for Lakota. So we'll keep an eye on the weather. And even without the rain, I'm going to let you know it is very windy here. So that could have an impact on the field of play as well. But Aces are on defense to get things started. Lakota will work out of the shotgun. Split backs on either side of the QB. High snap. Quarterback keeper. He's going to power forward and pick up a couple. So gain of about 3. It'll make it 2nd and 7. Quarterback tonight wearing number 25. And I think that's Josh Matz. Trevor Franks, okay. Nice thing about being up here sharing press box space with the camera crew from Lakota, they can fill me in on all my little mistakes. So not much forward progress on the play. That'll bring up 3rd down, and maybe they'll give him a yard, say 3rd and 6. had a little initial confusion. Franks is not listed on the roster as a quarterback, but like we said, we were told that they had some injuries early in the season, so they've probably been jockeying around with the personnel to cover those slots. Franks is going to pitch it back, and wrapped up and taken down that is Josh Martz, number 2. And Martz is going to be dropped for a loss, and that's going to bring up 4th and 11, and in all likelihood, we're going to get our first look at the punting unit for the Kansas Lakota Raiders. Mike Lento, the head coach for Kansas, of course. Lucas Smith, head coach for the Aces on the other side of the field. High snap, and it's over the head and through the hands of the punter, and he's just going to have to take a knee all the way back at about the 11-yard line. Daniel Schmeltz, the punter, victim of the high snap. He went up, and he just did not quite have a high enough vertical leap to be able to grab the football, sailed over his head, and really he had no option. It was just grab the ball and hang on and get put down. And so we're going to, we'll try to be descriptive as possible. Our camera angle not the best right here. So Brian's going to sort of jockey things around. We're making the best that we can out of the limited space we have. And that's going to be a touchdown. Jake Miller with the toss. And Langham made the grab, and Langham takes it into the end zone from 11 yards out. And just like that, the Aces are up 6-0. Almost, it was a screen pass out to the far side. So we've got Langham and Comiso, the split backs on either side of Jake. So they're going to go for 2. They put it into the hands of Comiso, and Mason breaks the plane, and the 2-point conversion will succeed. And so the Aces go up 8-0, and still 9 minutes, 34 seconds to go here in this opening quarter. Worked out well for the Aces with the wind. Well, the direction the Aces are going now, which would be from left to right as you're sitting watching your television screen, the wind is behind them. So the wind is favoring them. So as long as they are traveling in this direction, either the Aces or the Lakota Raiders after the quarter switch, you're going to have the wind at your back, which might assist you in being able to throw some passes a little farther than usual. Of course, you got to watch out, too, that the wind could grab a hold of that ball and you wind up throwing it way, way farther than you intended. But I think kind of a test case to see just what it was like to throw the ball on the screen pass for the Aces, and it was successful. So we'll get ready to kick it off once again. And this is going to be a low liner grabbed by number 32. And he's going to get a good, strong return. Don't have a number 32 on my roster, so.
David Fry. David Fry.
David Fry, okay.
Yeah, 50 is 32.
Okay, he's normally number 50. So David Fry. So Fry grabs the short kick and gets it all the way out to the 48-yard line. Good position for the Raiders to start their offensive drive. Second time they're on offense for the evening. Ball snapped. Quarterback keeper. Across midfield. And out to about the Aces' 45-yard line. A good strong carry by Franks. Franks gets him about 7. We'll make it 2nd and 3. Shotgun once again. They're playing into the wind in this direction. Another quarterback keeper, and that's going to be pretty close. We'll see how they mark it. It looks like they're going to mark him about a half a yard short. 3rd and 1. So the Aces defense needing to step up here and looking to get the stop on this 3rd and short play. Franks looking things over. He's going to hold on to it again, and he's going to get him a first down. As a matter of fact, Frank's doing a good job cutting through the secondary, and he tiptoes his way all the way down to the Aces' 34-yard line. So that'll move the chains. It'll be first down for the Lakota Raiders. Putting together a nice-looking offensive series this time around. Hey, we want to say a big thank you, too, to the staff here, the athletic department staff at Lakota High School. We appreciate them working with us and giving us space up here in the press box, especially on a night like tonight. We definitely would not have been happy having to be outdoors. So we want to thank them so very much for working with us, giving us a pretty good venue, pretty good view of the field. Down to about the 31-yard line on the carry. And again, from where we are situated, we may have some difficulty with the camera angle when we get down to the corners of the end zone, inside the 5-yard line to the goal line, in the corners of the field on either end. I'll just give you the heads up, but I'll try to be as descriptive as possible so you still know what is going on. Franks again split back on either side of him. And again, he's just going to hang on to the ball himself. And Franks with another good move out to the outside. Nearly broke loose. Camaso made a dive at him and got him around the ankles and knocks him out of bounds at the 16-yard line. But that's going to be another first down for the Raiders. So the Raiders into the red zone for the first time tonight and threatening. Looking to draw even in this contest. 6:35 on that first quarter clock and rolling. So here we go. 1st and 10 on the Aces' 16-yard line. Franks hands it off. And that's going to be Fry with the carry. And Fry's going to get him about a yard or so. I'll make it 2nd and 9. Fry tried to get around the corner, and the Aces were able to cut him off and bring him down after just a pickup of about a yard. And another quarterback keeper, but nothing doing this time. Again, maybe to about the 14, 13-yard line. We'll give him a couple. 3rd and 6. They'll take the ball down to about the 13-yard line. Approaching 5 minutes to go here in our opening quarter. Week number 5 of the high school football campaign. Franks taking his time. There's the snap. And again, he's going to give it to Fry. Fry, nice run this time. And Fry should get him a 1st and goal. Fry carries it down and gets the ball just inside the 5-yard line. 1st and goal for the Lakota Raiders. Number 2, Josh Matz, runs in from the sideline, most likely giving Franks the play. Franks hangs onto the ball himself, tries to make a little fade move and cuts back. Maybe gets about a yard. 2nd and goal. Takes it a 2nd and goal from the 3. So Franks gets him a little closer. 2nd and goal now. Franks. Again, taking his time. Going to hang on to it himself again. Franks into the end zone. Trevor Franks, quarterback keeper. He shoots in from 3 yards out. Touchdown, Lakota. So the Raiders close the gap. It's 8-6 now. And we'll see what they want to do with the conversion. If they are going to go for 2 to tie it up. And that is indeed what it looks like they are going to do. So Lakota going to attempt the 2-point conversion to even the game up at 8 each. And we're going to have flags, and we'll see whether... Saw some movement, but I honestly could not tell. It was a false start against Lakota. I saw the movement, but I couldn't tell who moved first, whether it was contact across the neutral zone or somebody moving on the offensive line. And the officials say a false start, so that'll back Lakota up 5. So the Raiders will have a little more distance to cover. For their conversion attempt. Here's the snap. Looking to throw. The ball is in the air and off the fingers of the receiver, incomplete. So the 2-point conversion will be unsuccessful. The score will remain Aces leading 8-6. And with 3:42 left in our opening quarter, Lakota, the Raiders are going to get ready to kick the ball off, and the Aces will get set to go back on offense here at Lakota High School. Very nice facility that they have here. It's kind of isolated. This is farm country for sure, and this very nice school complex is sort of off in its own little space here. It's a nice way of saying we're out in the middle of nowhere. But again, it is a really, really nice facility, and it's a bit of a drive. It's about 100 miles from Hicksville, but really not a bad drive at all. And we got a few of the Aces faithful over on the other side of the field that have made the long trip to root the Aces on here tonight. And we'll get ready for the Raider kickoff here. They'll put their foot into it. Ball's going to be grabbed. That's Comiso, I believe. And Mason will get him out to about the 32-yard line. And that's where the Aces will set up shop. They'll be on offense for the second time here this evening. So again, the Aces with the wind at their back on offense. Rolling back, ball in the air, off the hands of Comiso and incomplete. So Miller's pass to Comiso is incomplete. So we'll reset and try it again on a 2nd and 10. Miller not afraid to throw the ball in these windy conditions. Looks like he's going to do it again. This time it's a quick little dump pass over the middle, on the far side. And Wortman made the grab and gets first down yardage. He'll advance the ball out to the 43-yard line. And the Aces will get a fresh set of downs. We've got some, they forgot the punting tee. So the kicking tee was still out there, and it was going to possibly be in the field to play. So brief official stoppage. Set a brave young man out there to recover it. Quick handoff. Still on his feet, and that's going to be another first down. Wortman gets the carry again, and this time Cole gets across midfield and into Raiders territory all the way down to the 46-yard line of Lakota. Comiso goes in motion, spin around, and the misdirection doesn't work as well as they might have hoped, but still gets some positive yardage to about the 44-yard line. Wortman got the carry again. So Wortman gets him a couple on first down, 2nd and 8 for the Aces. Miller passes it out to Comiso. Comiso eludes one. Spin move gets by a second defender, and they finally corral him and take him down inside the 30-yard line. So another first down courtesy of Comiso this time. And they're going to put the nose of the football right on the 30-yard line. Miller, pitch out to Comiso. Miller's in front of him to do some blocking, and he does. Comiso cuts back, finds a nice seam, and down to about the 15-yard line for another first down for the Aces. Minute 44 left in our opening quarter. Aces with a fresh set of downs. They reset the sticks and start the clock back up. And a bad snap. Jake Miller grabbed it, scooped it up, and did what he could. There was nothing really going on. It was a busted play, so Jake Miller, give him credit. Got the ball off the turf, got it under control, and plowed forward for about a yard to make it 2nd and 9. Pitch back again. And Comiso into the end zone. Touchdown, Aces. It's a nice pitch from Jake Miller to Comiso, and Comiso went out wide, found a seam, made the cut, and took it into the end zone. Put the Aces up now 14 to 8, or 14 to 6, excuse me. Nope, I take it back. They're going to say he did not make it. All right, I saw an official with his hands up, but missed the throw. So they're actually saying that Comiso, so we can't see this one corner of the field where the play ended. I thought I saw an official raise his hands as if they had made a touchdown. That was in error, so I apologize for that. But it was a 1st and goal. Oh, no, there is. Okay, it was a 2-point conversion. All right. I'm going to blame that one on the scoreboard guy here. It'll be in slow, messing me up. That's all right. 2-point conversion fails. And it's 14-6 with under a minute to go here in quarter number 1. Fast-moving quarter, and that's a good thing. You cannot really tell from our camera angle. You can sort of maybe, it'd be kind of hard to tilt up and see the dark, low-lying clouds, but we have an open window or an open doorway. I think Brian's going to spin the camera around. It's looking mighty dark. So we're going to wait and see, and we're going to be optimistic. We're going to get this game in. Kick, and it's another low hopper. And that one's going to go out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. So they'll throw the flag, and that means pretty good field position for the Raiders. So the ball goes on to the 35-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Raiders. They find themselves now down by 8. There's a snap. And again, Trevor Franks hanging on to the ball. And getting about a yard. Keeping the ball on the ground, keeping that clock rolling. Half a minute left here in quarter number 1. Should be able to get at least one more play off before we take a break and switch ends of the field. So what might well be the last play of the first quarter coming up here. Here's the snap, pitch back. And I think he tossed it to Matz. And Matz will get a couple more. And that'll take us out to the 39-yard line with 6:54. I think that'll be probably the last play of the first quarter, and it is. So quarter number 1 is in the books. We'll take a break. When we come back, it will be a 3rd and about 6 for the Lakota Raiders on their own 39-yard line. But after 1, it's the Aces leading the Lakota Raiders here in week number 5, 14-6, our first quarter score. And while we have a little time here between quarters, we'll take some time to say a big thank you, as we always do, and especially so when we're on the road, as we are here tonight, to our football broadcast underwriters here on Hicksville Community Television. They are, of course, the Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships in Hicksville, Ohio. Jim Schmidt Chevrolet Buick, Jim Schmidt Ford, the Jim Schmidt Truck Lot. Hey, don't forget that brand new dealership building is coming soon. They're working on it, and it's going to be awesome when it arrives. We'll be keeping you posted on what's happening with that. In the meantime, though, don't forget, you're in the market for a vehicle, whether you want one that's brand new or pre-owned, car, truck, van, or SUV. Check out the great selection they have at the Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships. You can check out the complete dealer inventory for all the dealerships online at jimschmidtauto.com. So proud to have them underwriting our Aces football coverage again for the 2019 season. The Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships in Hicksville, Ohio. Jim Schmidt Chevrolet Buick, Jim Schmidt Ford, and online at jimschmidtauto.com. Back into action here. So we're ready to get the second quarter underway, and we have a quick whistle. Full 12 minutes on the clock. And that's going to be 5 against Lakota. So an illegal substitution draws the flag. And it'll make it 1st and 15. Or it should be 3rd and 11. I'm sorry, I was thinking first down. I don't know. Throwing back to pass. Nothing there. He's being pursued and brought down from behind. So Trevor Franks got taken down from behind, and he's getting up a little bit gimpy. And they're going to try to get him off the field. That would be a tremendous blow to the Raiders. If he were to be unable to continue, he has been carrying a lot of the workload for Lakota here tonight. Unfortunately, it comes on a third down play and brings up 4th and long. So they will punt the ball away, and hopefully that'll give Frank some time to recover. Better snap this time, but still kind of a muffed punt. And it'll roll dead at the Aces' 39-yard line, and that's where Hicksville will take over, 1st and 10. So 11:23 to go here in quarter number 2. And the Aces get the ball back. They'll have it 1st and 10. It looks like at their own 38-yard line is where they're going to mark it. Jake Miller and company. Miller's got 3 wide receivers out on the near side towards us, 1 on the far side. But it's going to be another handoff to Comiso. Comiso's just going to take it to the house. He powers his way straight up the center of the field. Comiso across the midfield stripe, and they bring him down at the 45-yard line on their side of the field. So 1 play, and the Aces already into Raiders territory. Miller sets it once again, and once again it's a handoff to Comiso. This time they're waiting for him, and Mason's only going to get a yard or 2. We'll see where they mark his forward progress. Aces came out with the exact same look as the last play, with the 3 wide receivers on the near side towards us, and they ran the same exact play too with the quick handoff to Comiso. And Mason again tried to power it up the center, and this time the Raiders were waiting for him. So they're going to give him, looks like a 3-yard carry, so it's 2nd and 7. And it's going to be a quarterback keeper. So Miller will hang on to the ball himself, and he'll get him a 3rd and short as he'll advance the ball to the 38-yard line of the Raiders. Make it 3rd and 3. And another high snap, and that one's bouncing around on the turf, and I don't know who came up with it. It was off of Miller's hands, and then it looked like it landed in Comiso's hands, and then it looked like it was bouncing around, so they're going to untangle everybody. And the Aces do manage to hang on to the ball, but that's going to set them back and bring up a 4th down on the Lakota 41-yard line. So loss of about 3 to make it 4 and 6. Aces in 4-down territory, or at least that's what it looks like at this point. And we're going to have a timeout. Couldn't get them to bite and jump into the neutral zone, and couldn't figure out what they wanted to do when they didn't do that. So the Aces will burn their first time out of this first half to figure out what they want to do here on this 4th and 6. 9:06 to go in the first half of play. So we mentioned some of the Hicksville faithful making the long trip out here to Kansas. And actually we're kind of north of Kansas. And the Aces Pride Marching Band also making the trip, and weather permitting, both they and the Lakota Marching Band will be performing at halftime, but we'll see because the skies have opened up and the rain has begun to fall. So now we'll keep an eye peeled for any of those lightning flashes. We don't want to see anything there, but now the Aces playing in the rain. Snap, Miller dropping back, looking downfield, throws, caught, powering up, and they're not going to make it. So they're going to turn it over on downs, and the Raiders are going to get the ball back on their own, looks like 38, 39-yard line. They're going to mark it on the 38, so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Lakota Raiders. And I do see Franks coming back out onto the field, so that's good that whatever ding he had taken. And, oh, man, it makes you glad you're in the nice warm press box because it is coming down now. Handoff. And so gain of about, it was number 32 with the carry, gain of about 5. As the umbrellas have come out en masse. Another handoff. And the Aces say that they've recovered a fumble. And there was indeed a fumble on the play, and it is a recovery for the Aces. So it's going to be Hicksville's ball now, 1st and 10 on the Lakota Raiders, looks like the 40-yard line. Step away from the open doorway here. The wind is catching on my microphone. You can hear the wind howling a little bit. So we'll try to cut down on that. So Jake Miller, we'll see. The Aces are probably going to just try to keep it on the ground here. And another run, and the ball slips loose again, and it's going to be recovered by the Raiders. So that's what's going to happen, and we're going to probably see that a few times here. If it's raining as hard as it is, that ball gets really slick. Strong carry, but again, the ball popped loose. I think it was Comiso that was running with it. And it just sort of squirted down the field, and there was a foot race to see who could get to the ball first. And then it's always interesting to see because, 2 or 3 guys jump on that ball, and it goes squirting one way and then the other. So we'll see who manages to hang on to it. And this time it's the Lakota Raiders. So they trade turnovers. Franks, and he's going to be brought down at about the 10-yard line. So give him about 3 yards on the carry. It'll be 2nd and 7. Down to 7:35, and the clock's still rolling in the monsoon here. But, well, okay, you can still see everybody through the camera. Man, it is coming down. 2nd and 7 for the Lakota Raiders in the downpour. Another quarterback keeper. Spin move, and not much there. He's going to pick up maybe 3. They're going to give him a couple to make it 3rd and 5. Clock still running. And they're still cheering the Raiders on from the stands down in front of us here at the press box. Franks. And that's going to be a false start as one of the linemen broke stance. That'll back him up 5, and that'll make it 3rd and 10. So 3rd and very long from deep in their end of the field. So the Raiders really need to get a good play going here. And rain coming down like this, we'll see whether there is going to be any halftime entertainment. Fans both might be a little hesitant to go out there and get soaked. Ball being carried by number 2, Matz. Matz gets back out to about the 12-yard line. That's going to be well short of first down yardage. So 4th down and 5. And in these less than desirable conditions, the Raiders are really going to need, they're going to need to try to punt the ball away here, see what happens. As the rain has abated just a little bit, and they want to talk about it. The rain has started to let up just a little bit. I mean, it's still coming down, don't get me wrong. But maybe they're thinking if they go and talk about it, they can figure out an alternative here. Maybe the rain will let up a little bit and give them a little better chance of being able to get a good punt off. I don't think you really want to go for it. You're going to have a crackerjack play guaranteed almost 100% to get you 5 yards this deep in your end of the field. So the Raiders, this is their first time out of this first half. So both they and the Aces have 2 remaining before halftime, which is 5 minutes and 32 seconds away from right now on the game clock. They'll come back out onto the field. And here we go. High snap, and the kick is up. It's a wounded duck, but it takes a good roll. And they're going to down it at about the 47-yard line of the Lakota Raiders. So not too bad. About a 35-yard turnaround with the punt. And the Aces will get ready to go back on offense.
We're looking for Madison Seedorf's mother or father.
Miller.
And Addison Jackson, please.
Hands off. I think that's Langham. And Langham will take it down to about the 25-yard line. And that'll be a nice start to the offensive drive and a fresh set of downs for the Aces. So Braden Langham with a strong carry and a run off of scrimmage to move the chains and take the Aces down to the 25-yard line. Miller, high snap, but he controls it and he hands it off again. And that was to Comiso. And Comiso will get them 9 out of the 10 yards they need and give them a 2nd and 1 and take the ball down to the 16-yard line. So the Aces find themselves back in the red zone again. And we've got another whistle. And they'll back them up. So Aces pop a false start off and back themselves up 5. So 2nd and 1 becomes 2nd and 6. So back onto the line come the Aces. Jake Miller sets up in the shotgun again. And it's quarterback keeper for Miller, not much there.
Number 4, Jacob Miller, quarterback keeper.
And he'll get the ball to about the 22-yard line. Make it 3rd and 7. So loss of about a yard on the play. Miller pitches it out to Comiso. Comiso finds a seam. Comiso powers down to about the 14-yard line, which should move the chains for the Aces. So Comiso gets him to the 14-yard line, which is enough for another first down for the Aces. And Hicksville back in the red zone again. Miller going to give it to Comiso one more time. Comiso still on his feet and into the end zone, touchdown. Looked like they had him at about the 8-9 yard line, but Comiso shook off the defenders and was able to power his way back into the end zone. So that'll be a 14-yard carry for Comiso. Another touchdown for the Aces to make it 20-6 with 2:56 to go here in the opening quarter. Aces going to go for 2 again. And another bad snap and nothing doing. So I wish you could say that the bad snaps are entirely because of the inclement weather that we're experiencing tonight, but unfortunately we've seen a fair share of those in the earlier games as well. But I'm sure that the wet, rainy weather is not helping any. But another bad snap and another ball rolling on the turf, and the Aces fall on it, so the 2-point conversion fails, and the score will remain 20-6 Aces, with, again, just under 3 minutes to go before the intermission. And again, the torrential downfall that we had earlier has abated, but we still have steady rain falling here at Lakota Field. Hope we remembered to put the windows up on the car, Brian. Aces will come out, and they'll bring out the kickoff unit.
Excuse me. Our brother didn't come out to the car, and we can't find him. His name is John Versino.
You'll have to go and talk to them. One of the busiest press boxes I think I've been in. Well, nice return, and this looks like it's going to be 6 for the Raiders. And that's going to be Josh Mance. Came up with the ball and scampers into the end zone. So a return for 6 to make it 20-12. And just like that, the Raiders get themselves back into the game. Ringing the bell, okay. They have a bell down at one end of the field that I guess they ring whenever they score a touchdown. Cool. Bell ring in play.
John Versino, you are requested to make your presence be felt at the ticket booth right now. Thank you.
All right, so Raiders are going to break huddle, and they're going to get ready to attempt a 2-point conversion. Snap, rolling out, looking into the end zone. Ball is in the air. It's up in the air, batted down by one of the Aces, and incomplete. So the 2-point conversion attempt is unsuccessful, and the score will remain 20-12. The Aces will hang on to their 8-point lead. Didn't take a lot of time off the clock, only about, maybe 17 seconds or whatever. 2 minutes and 42 seconds now before halftime. And the Aces will look to get the ball back once again and see what they can do in that time remaining before they head into the halftime locker room and dry off a little bit. So the Raiders are going to tee it up at the 40. Their kicker, number 4, Daniel Schmeltz. Schmeltz kicks it out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. And the Aces are going to go for a re-kick. So they'll move the ball back to the 35. And the Aces are going to have them kick it again. And this time they're going to squib it right up the center. Wortman makes the grab, and Wortman will advance the ball out to not quite midfield. 49-yard line of the Aces. 2:37 left to go in the half. And so the Aces back on offense. They've got an 8-point lead and a little over 2.5 minutes to work with here in this second quarter. Miller takes the snap, pitches it to Comiso. Comiso turns the corner. Comiso puts up a head of steam. Comiso breaks free on the far sideline. Comiso is on a foot race, and no one's going to catch him, and he's into the end zone. And just like that, we got another touchdown. So Aces go up now by 14, 26-12. 2:27 left in the game. Not in the game, in the half, excuse me. So the Aces are going to try for 2 once again here to try to make it 28-12. Pitch back. And into the end zone it goes. The 2-point conversion succeeds. And so that makes it 28-12. Aces now up by 16 here at Lakota Field. 2:27 to go in our first half. And we'll get ready for another kick. And we'll see what kind of a return the Raiders put together this time. As we were moving right along here time-wise until we got to about the 3.5-minute mark. Second quarter, and things slowed down a little bit, but that's okay. We've been playing some good football. Both teams been making it happen offensively. Rain continuing to fall. And Yeah, there's some people looking pretty damp down there on the sidelines. So the Aces will get ready to kick it off once again. Tee it up on the 40-yard line. They'll put their foot into it. And swarm him down at about the 32-yard line.
Brought down by a host of aces, number 4, Jacob Miller. Balls will be spotted on the Raider.
Braden Martin was the returner. And so he gets out to 32-yard line. So 2:10 left to go in our first half. And the Lakota Raiders back on offense. They're trailing by 16. Got to put a dent in that before they head into the locker room at the intermission. There's the snap. Handoff. And a strong carry. So I think that was Dylan Wyant with the carry, number 32. It'll keep the clock rolling as we'll go under 2 minutes. Snap and another handoff. Not much going on there. Pickup of a couple. So a couple yards pick up, make it 2nd and 8. Advance the ball to the 49-yard line. Ball snapped, rolling out, manages to get it away just barely. And they're going to say that that was a lateral. The whistle has not blown. And into the end zone go the Aces once again, touchdown. Balzer made the grab and scampers about 40 yards into the end zone. They were chasing after Franks, and Franks threw the ball, and it was a backwards pass, which made it a live ball, scooped up by Balzer and into the end zone. And the Aces are going to go for 2 once again. Pitch out to Comiso. Comiso cutting up field. I don't think so. No. He'll be stopped short. But that'll still put the score at 34-12, and the Aces now leading by 22. With 1:03 to go before halftime. So we have really had a score explosion here in the last about 3.5 minutes on the clock in this second quarter, and we're not done yet. We still have over a minute to go. Rain continues to lighten up, but it is still coming down. I guess we'll see. Right now, I'm going to guess that we probably will have the Aces Pride and the Lakota Band out on the field at halftime, but we'll wait and see. Aces will break huddle. And it looks like the rain actually might have stopped. And the Aces will kick it low and right down the middle of the field. Picked up. And brought down at about the 39-yard line. So they're going to put it right on the 40-yard line. They're going to give him forward progress to the 40. And that's where the Lakota Raiders will take over, 1st and 10, with 58 seconds left in the first half. Trailing by 22. But we've seen a lot of scoring here, so who knows what anything can happen. Franks gets the snap, turns around, pitches it back. And that was to Matz, and Matz got dropped at the 40, so no gain. 2nd and 10. That'll keep the clock rolling with about 40 seconds to go and counting. Franks breaks huddle. Gets the offense set. Another handoff, and out to about the 47-yard line. And that's going to do it. So that's the last play of the first half. So we've got 24 minutes worth of football in the books, and at halftime. And homecoming night here at Lakota Field. It's the visiting Aces looking to act the part of the spoiler as they lead the Lakota Raiders at the half, 34-12. We're going to take a break. So we're not sure with the weather being what it is, whether we're going to have any halftime entertainment or not. But either way, be that as it may, Brian and I will be back, and we will have all the exciting second half play-by-play for you right here on HIX-TV.